There's a theme running through the last few videos in relation to an ideal world, an ideal here and now, my ideal life. It is a theme that grates against most people's apparent everyday reality. Yes, in our ordinary everyday lives, there are things we would prefer not to have to do. There are pressures and challenges that we would prefer would just go away. And at the same time, there are also things that we love doing. But unfortunately, very often the former grinds down the latter so that we end up doing the urgent and the stuff that we have to do today and end up putting aside the things that are important to us growing as individuals, important to us actually living our lives. So in other words, life is not ideal. Apparently, life is not ideal. Life is not ideal only if you think it is not ideal. In the same way as people who feel that they are under pressure add this imaginary pressure by feeling that they are under pressure onto the real pressure that they're under, and therefore magnify it so that now they're under more pressure and the whole thing becomes a vicious circle. As we said in an earlier video, your perspective is all important. Your point of view is all important. Your point of view in doing something that you don't like is all important. If I'm doing something that I don't like, how much more difficult does it become to do it by me struggling through trying to do it, mired in the thought that I don't like doing it, which of course confirms to me that I was right not to like doing it in the first place. We're mad, we're crazy, we go around in circles and we add layer upon layer of useless thought on top of the reality of the here and now. If there's something that you don't like doing, stop not liking it and just do it. I give you a practical example. Even though I am an accountant, and I know there are tablets for that, but the ones I took didn't work. Even though I'm an accountant, I still don't like balancing my books, or so I thought. Every quarter, the French taxman says to me, you need to submit your VAT returns, and therefore every quarter my books must be perfectly balanced, because at the end of the year they'll be audited. This is, to somebody who is in the zone when he's talking to his clients, talking about living in the here and now, this is a pain in the ass. Or so I thought, until I said to myself, well, actually I'm going to stop thinking about this, and I am going to see whether I can further hone the way in which I go about it, so that it becomes a task that can be done more effectively, more efficiently, quicker, and ends up giving me the satisfaction of having done it every quarter, rather than looking at it through the perspective of, I hate this job. The result? I love balancing my books every quarter, and I have got it down from a day and a half to about 45 minutes. A big part of that day and a half was me getting distracted because I didn't like what I was doing. Was me getting up to have a cup of coffee because I didn't like what I was doing. Me fecking around, Irish people are very good at fecking around, because I didn't like what I was doing. Me dragging out what I didn't like doing. Madness! Start playing games with your own mind. Start setting little goals in your own mind for some things that you don't like doing. You might as well play games with your mind, because for most of our adult lives, our minds have been playing games with us. Time to turn the tables. Time to flick things around. Time to actually do what you have to do, even if you don't like doing it. Just do it! Because it will give you far more time to do the things that you love doing. It will begin to enable you experience the joy of living in your ideal world.